Welcome back to another episode of the FPL Fundits. I'm going to quickly get into this episode, but before I do that, if you aren't already subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and hit on that subscribe button. Follow us on our Instagram and Twitter handles as well to answer questions over there from time to time. Obviously, now game week 23 wasn't the best game week possible. Took a -8 last minute rash decision. Tried to think that I could make up some ground over there. Did not work out overall. We all know what happened with Dennis, but apart from that, um, also didn't really anticipate a poor showing for my other players. In I think going ahead, basically, I'm going to be a little more aggressive in the game weeks to come, and obviously, we will be talking about different strategies and different permutations and chip combinations. But try to keep in mind that there is still look at the main fixture list, right, from game week 24 onwards till game week 38. We know there'll be a lot of doubles coming in. We've seen a lot on FPL Twitter as well. But try to keep that skeleton in mind and don't let the possible doubles hamper your planning too much. The ones which haven't been announced, that is, right? Um, I'm going to also show you a game week 24 wildcard draft in case you are thinking of wildcarding this game week. I most likely will hold off. I have a decent enough team. It's not the best, let's be honest, but it's still not bad enough for me to wildcard. I could consider wildcarding in 28 myself personally, and if not 28, then definitely after 30. After game week 30 is done, that is. So I'm going to quickly now show you what my team looks like. So I have Ramsdale, Trent, Cancelo, Reguilon, Soufal, De Bruyne, Rafinha, Jota, Bowen, Ronaldo, Dennis. The captaincy armband as of now will be shifting to De Bruyne for me. Pep did announce that pretty much everyone in the City camp is fit, barring Jesus and Palmer. Obviously, Ronaldo has been a letdown last, you could say, 8-9 game weeks. Not really got much in returns. United obviously have a double coming up in 25 though, so is it wise to probably wildcard him out right now? I would say if you do wildcard him out, definitely get Bruno instead. He could obviously be a placeholder for Salah. And I'll talk more about that when I talk about transfers in particular in just a minute. So if you just look at the team that I have right now, I don't have any bench strength. Obviously, not too keen if Rafinha doesn't start. Broha is not there, and Livramento coming against Spurs. But I don't know if obviously taking out Rafinha is the right move there. Everton and United Liverpool in that double is not again an ideal fixture with Spurs after. But then the fixtures after that just open up. So I don't really know if I want to take out Rafinha. But if I do use a transfer, I think that's the player I'll probably look at taking out, either him or Reguilon, and kind of making money, saving money in the bank. I could probably just go Reguilon. Now, a lot of people are talking about going for Dallo. I just, as a United fan, have just no faith in that defense. And people are thinking hey, Dallo plays all 3 games. If he has a slight doubt or a niggle again, will Dallo start in both those fixtures in the double? Van Bissaka is fit, right? He's not preferred, but he's fit. So again, a chance I don't know if I really want to take. Yes, the price point is obviously one to talk about. Reguilon's 5.3, go down to 4.5. And the only reason I'm talking about Reguilon being out of this squad is because he seems to be a little out of favor with Conte at times. Not 100% a sure shot, a sure shot starter. Tongue twister there for myself. Southampton, Wolves, City, and Burnley in 26. Again, City not the greatest fixture. Burnley probably tough to score against, but they could have Son will definitely back. I think in this mix of things. So a good set of fixtures here. But then again, United, West Ham, a few tough runs. I don't know if there's a 100% chance that I do want to keep Reggie on as well. Those are just the thoughts I have right now. Getting Dallo in there or maybe Gallagher in for Rafinha, targeting Crystal Palace in those doubles as well in 26. So as of now, I see myself holding that transfer and using 2 next week, potentially covering moves for game week 25 and 26. And I won't be, there's obviously an option to wildcard in 27. I don't see myself wildcarding in 27. I think I have enough players to play, in 27 as well. The only ones who I have here who won't be playing 27 here would be, Ramsdale, and I think Liverpool. So with Salah potentially coming in for me after game week 26, I would think so. I want to keep De Bruyne until Norwich. Then I would have just say if I don't get him in, I would have Jota, Trent, and just those two outfield players not playing there, right? So I don't really need to free hit in 27. I think, which is why I'm not too keen to wildcard either. And now I kind of take you through the potential transfers. Firstly, I'd make, and then I'll take you through my wildcard draft. So that's a team here so far. Um, like I said, if I do make a transfer, it would potentially, if I'm just feeling that I don't want to take a chance on, maybe uh, Liverpool coming off the bench because Broa most likely not fit. Brownhill against United, again, not really relying on that. And Gallagher takes, it's not like Gallagher would be a bad move for me. He does have his own set of decent fixture run coming up. Oops, I keep spelling that wrong. Right, so Gallagher at 6.2 obviously gives me some more money in the bank. Norwich would be this game week, so there's a big plus they're playing against Norwich, although Norwich have kind of improved their fixture, their results recently. Norwich, Brentford, Chelsea, Watford, Burnley, Wolves. Then you have City, which is a tough one, Arsenal, Newcastle in between. Not really a bad fixture run though, right? So you want to possibly think that could be a good move. You're worried about Rafinha not starting. I know everyone's saying on the wild card, Rafinha is a must. And I think in my wild card draft, he's there too. But I think Gallagher is really not a bad replacement over there. People are also looking at Olesi, but I think with even because of that 5.4 price point, but I still think in terms of starting, he's not really sure, right? So I think Gallagher seems to be a better fit over there for me. That could be the one move I make. And also this gives me enough room in the bank in case Salah's price rises up to move De Bruyne to Salah in game week 26. I don't think I'll be making that in 25 as of now. Don't think I'll be making that move, but definitely 26 because he definitely would keep saying definitely too many times in a sentence. But that's how much emphasis I'm going to lay on it. That probably the best captain pick or no-brainer captain pick of the season, and it's been said a lot, triple captain pick too. So that's if you're planning long term without the wild card. I think this is a good kind of team to have there. Players that are missing, obviously, I'm worried about Robertson. There's a debate between Robertson and Jota, and if you have neither, which is the best one to go for right now? I think, again, you just look at the way you look at Trent Alexander-Arnold and you look at why he's, no matter what price point he's at, he's looked at as a defender and as an attacker. But by that logic, Robertson, again, should be a no-brainer, right? Robertson could come in here for Reguilon in your team, for example. Jota could go down. In case you don't have KDB, Jota could go down to a Foden for you. You could rotate that money around and have enough money to get, Salah back that way. So definitely not a bad shout out over there. Where I would say, in case you want to hold on to Rafinha, you could even look at getting Edward in. Not really an easy fix for Dennis because they do have Brighton, Villa Palace in the double there. United a tough one along with Arsenal, then Southampton, Everton, Liverpool. But then there's enough there, I think, to hold on to him for at least a while. And especially if you're not wildcarding, hold on to him till the double at least, and then maybe look at getting in Edward over there. That's if you're doubling. If you have to choose, I think between Gallagher, Rafinha, Edward, Dennis, I think I might be tempted to go with Edward over Dennis. If it was just choosing between those kind of combination, I would hold on to Rafinha there. Just looking at the way even Leeds play, I think Rafinha is a talisman. So if anything has to happen, it has to happen through him. But obviously, a very tough way to put across. There could be a few changes and twists over there. See, Game Week 30 is also going to be a blank. Let's not forget, Game Week 30 could also be a blank for a lot of players because of the FA Cup. That means Liverpool versus United, for example, would be off. So you could be potentially stuck with Trent, Jota, Salah, or Trent, Robertson, Salah. Those players won't be playing. I think as of now, there are just three confirmed fixtures, unofficially that is, with Leicester losing out. So Leicester will be playing there. Even though United are out, and if Liverpool beat Norwich, I think United fixtures called off or moved around. So very interesting to see what happens. I think, and before I move on to show you the wildcard draft, keep that in mind. So obviously, there are not too many changes as you can see in the wildcard draft over here in terms of my actual team. Because like I said, I'm not too unhappy with my team. But I'm not saying this is the best team to go ahead with personally. This is how I'm seeing things right now. I've left in Foster and Ramsdale only because I'm tight on money. De Gea for me, I don't know if he's the right pick long term because I think after 27 the fixtures turn. So a lot of managers still saying if you're wildcarding, I would probably, even with a double coming up, probably consider taking De Gea out, leaving Ramsdale in there. Because yes, with the blanks we can see that they still have a decent fixture run. Arsenal don't really have a bad run of fixtures. Till United shows up here, it's a relatively good fixture run. The only worry is when you look at these fixtures which are to be scheduled, right? But we don't see that happening as of now. So I think in the long run, you could still leave Ramsdale in there for me. Obviously, Sanchez comes in as not this game because he's blanking this game week. So again, that's a conundrum there, which is why I've left Ramsdale and Foster. I think you would still be better off looking at probably Jose Sa and check out Wolves' fixtures there if you have money in the bank. Again, like I said, I don't have money in the bank, so that's the concern for me. There we go. So looking at Wolves, yes, Arsenal, Tottenham are tough, but I think after that it's a relatively good run of fixtures to keep them around for. So Liverpool in the end being the tough one, and Chelsea, but I think relatively decent fixtures there for me. So I look at Jose Sa over there. Now, Trent, Cancelo are for me again no-brainers. You know the fixture run, and even if you turn off fixtures, you can see with Liverpool, I would obviously look at those by far. Now everyone's going in for Robertson or Jota, and if I look out of take a Jota out of this team, right, and look at a cheaper midfielder, look at for example Gallagher over there, and for a second forget about Edward. I can look at Robertson over there for sure. That's how you make that happen. Looking at Aston Villa's fixtures, I think Danier and the way Gerrard's making them play, I definitely fancy Danier in these fixtures. Leeds, Newcastle, Watford, Brighton, Southampton. Yes, no double in 26, but still a good, tasty fixture. Until about, you can say, Tottenham and Liverpool in 32-33. It's a good fixture run. City in 38 and the game weeks to be scheduled are still good fixtures. So I think Danier could be a kind of set and forget if you're wildcarding. At Nuri, again, I already told you and showed you Wolves fixtures, so not much over there. Now in midfield, again, we come back to the conundrum. I think Rafinha should be in there. Can see him getting those returns, but if not Rafinha, Gallagher. Jota, I would hold on definitely for this fixture against Leicester. De Bruyne, Bowen, just with form and fixtures again for me there. Dennis, Edouard, Ronaldo. Now, you can see I had Broha in my team. Like I showed you already. You can leave Broha in your team, keep money in your hand. You could double up here as well. On a city defender, you could go Laporte, Cancelo. That's one option for you there. You could also take out now. If I break the structure of this team, you could also potentially take out Ronaldo, get in Harry Kane, get Bruno Fernandes in over here. I just think even though with everyone in City fit and KDB probably starting the midweek fixture against Brentford, see him starting against Norwich as well. So I would want to keep KDB for those fixtures. But again, just for the sake of visually showing you that, you could also do this when you're wildcarding. So you still have so you still have double United players for that fixture in 25. So you could obviously look at Kane over here instead. This is not, I don't think he's a must have on your wildcard, but City being the tough one here, I think Southampton, Wolves, Burnley, Leeds, Everton with the return of Son and two new signings, I think there's enough in them to probably keep him in your squad. And this is if you want to captain Bruno in 25, that is. You could also, like I said, not get in Salah, leave Bruno in here. I would again definitely not consider taking out Jota for this game week, and then look at taking Rafinha maybe up to a City player over there because I think having a City asset is important. So I think to avoid all of this confusion, which is why I've left KDB in here for now. I think this is the best combination of getting the best out of the team right now, out of the fixtures, preparing for more information for game week 27, game week 30. Mainly giving 30, those blanks that are going to come in, and potentially maneuver around potential price rises. That's what's worrying for me, or managers like me who have less money in the bank. A lot of managers I've noticed have like 103, 104 million. I'm at just 1.2 not, right? So there's point 0.1 in the bank. So I have barely enough room to squeeze in for Salah. Now, if this is the team you're wildcarding in, not taking in Salah, how do you get Salah back in here? So the only way I see you getting Salah back in here, obviously, is Ronaldo would have to go out over there. I wouldn't think keeping a triple Liverpool for me would make sense after game week 26 is done, after double is done, obviously. So I'd then look at getting Salah in this week. So you need, sorry, game week 25. So you want Salah obviously for that fixture. So Salah comes in over here. Leave Jota in here. Salah comes in over there. And like I said, you still have 12 million in the bank over here. You can easily get in another decent striker. Kind of Lacazette does come back into the fray if you're looking at a striker over there. But you could even look at cheaper striking options over there, depending on what other doubles line up. So we've not really spoken about Everton here, right? And we know Everton don't have any doubles really coming up. But you have to remember that Everton do have fixtures which remain to be announced. You have Leicester, Burnley, Newcastle still not announced yet. With Newcastle, Leeds, Southampton, City, Tottenham are a tough one there, but decent fixture on there where you can consider even a DCL over there. So this is what I think is the best looking wildcard for this week, but I won't be wildcarding myself. Talking about captaincy, it's not a really easy call this week. Just to go back for the sake of argument here. Yeah. City versus Brentford, United versus Burnley. United looking very cagey. Bruno, a little bit of a doubt in this game. No Fred, no Taylor, so we know Shaw's going to be starting there. Not really been looking too good, Shaw, this season. So how will United line up? How will they tinker around? Cavani is available though, so you could start with two strikers there. So Ronaldo is a captaincy option. Is he really that good? I think if I have Ronaldo and De Bruyne both, then I would say in that order, I would captain De Bruyne first over Ronaldo. But if you have if you have De Bruyne and Kane, I would be tempted to have captain Harry Kane over De Bruyne over there for me. I think Harry Kane pips De Bruyne for me just by a bit over there. But between Ronaldo and De Bruyne, it's De Bruyne for sure. I do see City looking fit. Most of the players are back. Don't expect De Bruyne to be benched. Should expect City to start with the strongest possible lineup. I think KDB, Foden, and Sterling all will start this game along with Bernardo. So not too worried about that. Obviously, you can never say with Pep Guardiola, but then I would obviously leave the captaincy Ronaldo. A differential pick for me would be Edward, obviously, if you have Edward or Jota versus Leicester. But I think Edward is a good pick because obviously they play Norwich. Yes, Norwich have shown up better in the last couple of fixtures, but I think not just that, Edward would also be a great differential pick. He's reached at about 7% ownership. Should be a great differential captain for me over there. That's it for me for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a confusing time for a lot of FPL managers out there, and I hope I helped you out with that. To just repeat what I said, I think you can hold off your free hit team if you have a team which I showed you till at least game week 30 or maybe beyond that. Even you can hold off your wildcard at least game week 28. Don't really think you need to wildcard this game week in particular. Apart from that, when do you think is a good time to use your bench boost? I think definitely after game week 32, 33. Don't see any opportunity coming in before that. There are a lot of other doubles which have not been scheduled yet, which I think looking at the combinations in which they would come in would be better options over there. So thank you so much for tuning in. Best of luck for this game week. Don't forget to hit on that subscribe button. And I will be seeing you next game week, which is just a couple of days down the line. Best of luck again for this game week. Cheers.